I never imagined that the life I had built for myself could collapse with a single phone call. But that morning, everything changed. For the past 4 years, I had worked 2 jobs grueling. Exhausting hours that left me bone-tired every night because I wanted to give my daughter the wedding she deserved. I scrimped, saved, and sacrificed so she could have a day she would remember forever, the perfect venue, the elegant dress, the caterers, the decorations. I told myself it was worth it, that every long hour, every missed dinner, every lonely night was for her happiness. I loved her more than anything. She was my daughter, my little girl who had grown into a woman, and I had poured everything I had into giving her this special moment. I thought I was proud. I thought I was ready. Then came the call. It was late morning when my phone rang. I recognized the number. It was my ex-wife's sister, someone I trusted, someone who had always been brutally honest. Her voice was hesitant, almost trembling. "Look, I don't know how to say this, but you need to know the truth," she began. My stomach tightened, dread curling in my chest. "Your daughter? She's not biologically yours," I froze. The words hung in the air like a physical weight, suffocating me. I didn't speak. I didn't breathe. I just stared at the phone, hoping, praying that somehow, it wasn't true. "I'm sorry," she continued softly. "I found out recently. I didn't want to tell you before the wedding, but now you need to know." The world collapsed. 4 years of sacrifices, long nights, gritted teeth, and hard work, all for a lie. I had spent everything I had, sacrificed everything I could, to provide for a child I believed was mine, only to discover she wasn't. The anger came first, the betrayal. How could someone do this to me? How could my ex-wife, my partner in life, hide this truth for so long? How could my daughter, my little girl who had never asked for anything but love, be part of this lie, even unknowingly? Then came the sorrow. Deep, bone-deep sorrow for the years I had spent loving, for the memories I had cherished, for the sleepless nights worrying, saving, planning. Every joyful moment now felt tainted, every laugh and hug laced with a cruel irony. I wanted answers. I wanted to scream, to demand to know why. But the truth was already clear, as painful as it was undeniable. She wasn't mine. She never had been. And yet, I realized something equally profound. Blood doesn't make a father. Time, love, care, sacrifices, they do. For 4 years I had been her father in every way that mattered. I had held her when she cried, celebrated with her when she succeeded, and worked my fingers to the bone to give her dreams a reality. The truth didn't erase that. The betrayal of her mother didn't erase my love for her, but the betrayal stung all the same. I had been deceived, manipulated by someone I had trusted completely. My ex-wife had hidden the truth, pretending everything was perfect while I poured my life into a child that wasn't mine. I couldn't look at her the same way anymore. The wedding day came, as it inevitably would. I arrived early, dressed in my best suit, heart heavy with grief and anger. My daughter, despite the truth, looked radiant, laughing, glowing with excitement. Guests were arriving, cameras were flashing, and the music played softly in the background. I held it together. I smiled, I hugged, I danced. I gave her the wedding she deserved, even though the foundation of my joy had been shaken to its core. I realized that some things mattered more than blood. The moments, the love, the support, I would give that to her, because she was still the girl I had raised, still the person who had my heart completely. Later that evening, after the speeches, after the dancing, after the laughter, I sat alone in the empty reception hall. I stared at the photos, at the gifts, at the flowers, and the truth hit me again. I had been betrayed. I had been lied to. And yet I had also done something extraordinary. I had loved unconditionally, sacrificed tirelessly, and provided joy even in the face of heartbreak. The weeks that followed were a blur of reflection, anger, and sorrow. I confronted my ex-wife. I demanded to know why she had kept this secret. She offered excuses, feeble and selfish, citing fear, embarrassment, uncertainty. But I didn't want excuses, I wanted honesty. And what I received was too little, too late. I realized that life doesn't always give closure, doesn't always make sense, and doesn't always reward loyalty with truth. But I also realized something vital. Betrayal can't erase love. It can't erase the bond built over years of care, of moments shared, of sacrifices made. My daughter, though not mine by blood, would always be mine in every other sense. I would continue to love her, to guide her, to be there for her in every way a father should be, but my ex-wife. That chapter was closed. Trust once broken cannot be repaired, and deception has consequences. I worked 2 jobs for 4 years to give my daughter a life she would remember forever. And while she wasn't mine in the way I thought, she was still mine in every way that mattered. And for that, even in heartbreak, I could find solace. Because life is messy, betrayal is cruel, but real love is something that blood alone can't define.